Her hands trembled as she poured the tea. Not from fear, but from anticipation. Across the table, Mrs. Prescott, the wealthy matriarch, mocked her in front of the guests, laughing at her cheap shoes and dirty hands. The other guests joined in, as if cruelty was the evening's entertainment. But the maid, Clara, only smiled. Because tonight wasn't just any night. Tonight was the night Clara had been planning for over a year. By the time the clock struck 8, the woman who had ruined Clara's life would be begging for mercy, in front of the same people who now laughed. Main story. Clara had worked for the Prescotts for 5 years. Every day, she endured Mrs. Prescott's insults, about her clothes, her accent, her family. But last year, it went too far. Mrs. Prescott accused Clara of stealing a diamond necklace. She screamed at her in front of all the guests during a charity dinner, had her thrown out by security, and ensured she couldn't find work anywhere else in town. The humiliation destroyed Clara's reputation. Her younger brother had to drop out of school because she couldn't pay his fees. Her landlord evicted her. And yet, Mrs. Prescott wore that very same, stolen, necklace at parties, laughing as if nothing had happened. Clara left town for a few months. Everyone assumed she'd gone forever. But she came back with a new plan, a different look, and a quiet smile. By then, she'd learned that Mrs. Prescott's pride, and obsession with public image, was her greatest weakness. The setup. One day, Clara, accidentally, bumped into one of Mrs. Prescott's friends at a market. Dressed well and introducing herself under a different name, she pretended to be a caterer looking for work. Her cooking impressed the friend so much that she recommended her to Mrs. Prescott, who, not recognizing her, hired her for a grand dinner party. The night arrived. The mansion glittered with chandeliers, expensive wines, and polished silverware. Mrs. Prescott basked in her role as hostess, charming the rich guests. Clara worked silently, moving between the kitchen and the dining room. But she wasn't just serving food, she was preparing a show. The plan in motion. Between courses, Clara set up a discreet live camera feed to a private online group. The audience. Some of the city's most influential gossip bloggers. While serving the dessert, she made sure the camera had a perfect view of Mrs. Prescott's famous diamond necklace, and the little surprise Clara had hidden on the underside of it, a tiny sticker marked, "Property of Alina's pawn shop." She had gotten it there earlier by pretending to adjust the clasp while helping Mrs. Prescott get ready for the dinner. That sticker matched the pawn shop's database, which Clara had already tipped off about a stolen necklace, matching that exact description. The breaking point. As the guests enjoyed dessert, Clara casually mentioned that she once saw a necklace just like Mrs. Prescott's in a pawn shop. The room went quiet. Mrs. Prescott laughed it off, until one guest decided to search for it online. Within minutes, the pawn shop listing appeared on a guest's phone, with a photo clearly showing the same diamond pattern. Mrs. Prescott's face went pale. She stammered, insisting it was a misunderstanding. That's when the front doors opened, and 2 police officers stepped in. Clara had timed their arrival perfectly. They approached Mrs. Prescott, politely asking her to come with them for questioning regarding stolen property. The sweet revenge. The guests watched in shock as the glamorous hostess, still wearing her expensive gown, was escorted out of her own mansion. Cameras flashed. not just from the police, but from the bloggers Clara had invited into the private group. By morning, the news headlines screamed, "Socialite arrested over stolen diamonds during dinner party." The truth about Clara came out later, that she had been falsely accused, humiliated, and left with nothing. Public opinion quickly turned. Mrs. Prescott's so-called friends distanced themselves. She lost her social standing, her invitations, her pride. As for Clara, she didn't gloat publicly. She simply opened her own catering business, funded by an anonymous investor, one of the gossip bloggers she'd helped. Closing scene. Months later, Clara passed by Mrs. Prescott on the street. The once proud woman now avoided eye contact, walking quickly in plain clothes. Clara gave her a small, polite smile, the same smile she'd worn while pouring the tea on the night it all began. Because sometimes, the sweetest revenge is not shouting your victory, but letting your silence speak louder than her screams.